4 Ghanaians have been arrested, prosecuted, and sentenced to prison here in the United Kingdom between a period of 4 to 10 years imprisonment for moving drugs into the United Kingdom from Ghana. 4.3 million pounds worth of drugs were loaded in a container, a 40-feet container. The drugs were disguised as African food that was exported to the United Kingdom from Ghana. These are the 4 Ghanaians. The names are Daniel Yeboah, who is 54 years old, the guy on the left. The second guy is Christopher Badun, who is 48 years old. The third guy is Kweku Bonsu, who is 52 years old. And the last guy is Edward Age, who is 48 years old. These Ghanaians have been arrested and prosecuted here in the United Kingdom. They have been sentenced to a period of 10 years imprisonment. Christopher Badu is on the run. I don't think he has been found. But these are Ghanaians who brought in drugs worth 4.3 million pounds into the United Kingdom. That is a hell lot of drugs. That is a criminal syndicate. For someone to export drugs worth an equivalent of 4 million pounds into the United Kingdom tells that this has not been the first time these guys have been doing this deal. These are heavy drug dealers. This is a drug cartel. You know, Ghana has enormous level of criminality, but the world has not been informing the world of the level of criminality happening in Ghana. We have decided for a long time not to put the torchlight on Ghana, but because Ghanaians felt their country is an Eldorado, Ghanaians are angels, Angel Gabriel, they don't commit crime. We have decided to showcase the level of crime being committed by Ghanaians. Ghanaians, these are your citizens who exported drugs from Ghana into the United Kingdom. These guys are currently serving time in prison here in the UK, except for Christopher Badu, who is on the run. I don't know if he has been caught by now, but he did not turn up for trial. He ran away. These are Ghanaians involved in drug smuggling and trafficking into the United Kingdom and Europe at large. See, there is a Ghanaian criminal syndicate that involved in drug peddling, drug exports, and car snatching all over the West. You know, the level of criminality taking place in Ghana by Ghanaians is enormous. You know, but the world has not put its searchlight on Ghanaians. If not, they would have uncovered so many atrocities being committed by Ghanaians. Ghanaians, I have several videos, more than 100 videos of crime being committed by Ghana, which I'll be uploading in the next couple of weeks, because you guys have felt that Ghana is a saint of a country. The Ghanaians are not committing crime at all. The foreigners are the one responsible for criminality in your country. You have decided to pick a fight with Nigerians. So we are going to show the world the level of crime being committed by Ghana, not just in Europe, not just in America, in Nigeria to be precise. Ghanaians are arrested in Nigeria for crime, but we have paid the blind eye to it because we felt Ghana is a friendly nation. We do not want to destroy the reputation of Ghana. We have kept quiet. Since Ghana decided she wants to become like South Africa, we will begin to expose the atrocities being committed by Ghana. So, guys, follow this page. If you want to know more about Ghana and South Africa in the next couple of weeks, I will be uploading loads of criminal acts committed by Ghanaians and South Africa. But in the next couple of weeks, I will be focusing on Ghana. So follow this page so you can get a notification when I upload more videos about Ghana. Ghanaians, these are your citizens. You can't deny them. You're not going to say they are foreigners or they are Nigerians holding Ghanaian passport. These are Ghanaians. Daniel Yeboah, Christopher Badu, Kweku Bonsu, and Edward Age. These are Ghanaians who are currently serving prison time here in the United Kingdom. Thank you.
Guys, have you seen the story of that Ghanaian lady that said that her auntie unalived her parents? Not physically, but mentally. So it's in about 4 or 5 parts. I decided to go watch it so I can summarize it to those of you that are lazy to sit down to watch the full series. So before I start, I know that every time we come on here, we talk about how some father's side are wicked and everything. This girl's mother's side showed them shaggy. Yes, I am talking about our mom's elder sister, blood sister. So this lady said that her mom and dad got married in Ghana and they started their life, but then things got a bit left and they decided to relocate to the UK. The mom reached out to her elder sister and said, my husband and I would like to relocate to UK, so can you start making plans? So all plans were made and they got the visa and decided to come to UK. So they were living without her aunt and the place was kind of very small. So she reached out to another aunt of hers. That one said, you guys can come live with me. So they moved to live with her auntie. They were living there and for a while they were not working. So this father reached out to the auntie and said, we would like to start doing something for ourselves, like let's start working. So the woman said, working here is hard, or you guys are going to need papers and all of that. So they decided to, okay, let's try and find a way for you guys to get some documents to start working. They got documents for them. The dad started working as a cleaner. The mom started working as a cleaner. So things were getting better for them and the man started buying things in the house. I think this auntie got jealous because, as usual, you know, some Africans, they just get jealous when you start doing good. They don't want you to do good at all, not to talk of better. So I think this auntie started getting jealous and was upset at the fact that their life was getting better. At a point, this man decided to save to buy like a small apartment so they can move. And then he told the auntie that they had gotten a place and they would like to move. I think the auntie was furious. She didn't like the fact that they could afford a house. So, so they moved and things went left. I think they stopped communicating and all of that. After they moved, they decided to start a family of their own. The mom got pregnant and, you know, things were getting better. One day they had a knock on their door. The man went and they said, is this Peter Upong? Yes, you're under arrest for getting this house under with fraudulent documents. The man was like, what happened? Yes, so we found out that you guys are using fake identity and all of that. They took them to jail, got a lawyer. It was really bad. The mom was very heavy. It was very bad. So after a few weeks, they released the mom. You know, they had collected the house from her. Life was really hard for her. The dad was still in jail. It was terrible. So this woman got on the bus one day and said, what was she going to do? She started having contractions. Then she had the baby. It's a long story. She had the baby. There was no way she could afford to take care of the baby. Things were really hard for her. She got emergency loan. Things were so hard. So at a point, she had to get like a small apartment. After a while, they released the father. The father came out. You know, life was very, very difficult. But, you know, fortune smiled on them. The dad decided to go to school, became a mental health nurse, and, you know, they were making it. While they were doing all of this, they decided to go build a house in Ghana, back home in Ghana. They built a 5-bedroom apartment in Ghana. I think that was when the problem started again. This auntie got hold of that information. Before that, while the man was in jail, the lawyer found out that it was the auntie that went to report. Yes, it was the auntie that went to report that they had fake identities, that gave the police all of their information and everything. So they found out. They even saw like a written witness that the auntie did. That's terrible, right? So after a while, they decided to like start their family. They were doing better. The auntie didn't like that. Life became terrible again. Then they found out that you know, they were living their life. She gave birth to another boy. Life was, you know, roller coaster. They were doing their thing. And then one day they found out that the mom had, I think, stage 4 kidney problem. You know, she was dying. She started dialysis. Things were hard for them. You know, the father had to drop her for dialysis 4 times a week, you know, all of that. The girl said she had already left the house. She wasn't really, really into it. The brother was 7 years old. So the brother was taking care of the mom. So he saw her go in and out of the hospital. So at a point, the father said, what were they going to do? The mother reached out to one of our nieces in Ghana, and that niece said, oh, auntie, I would like to give you one of my kidney. What? You want to give me your kidney? Yes, I would like to give you my kidney. Okay, let me talk to my husband about it. She told her husband. They said, okay, fine. Since she willingly decided to give it to you, let her start coming. So they made preparations for her. They got her a medical visa and everything. So she came to live with them in the UK, and they started going for appointments together. So then they decided to enroll her in one of the beauty salons down the road, because that girl was a hairdresser from Ghana. So she would go there, make hair, make money, and come back home. So at a point, they discovered that that girl was slacking. She wasn't really, really interested in going to the appointment with them. So they were wondering, you came to this place to come and donate your kidney. Nobody forced you. You decided to do it. So why are you doing all of this? So they wrote a letter to them that her visa was expiring because she had not done what she came here to do. So she should leave. So all of a sudden they discovered that this girl moved out of the house. She wasn't coming again. She stopped communicating with them, you know, like that. This the first daughter that is telling the story said she was home one day doing the dishes. She had already, I think she has a child now, so she was doing the dishes, and then she saw some people in the compound coming into their house, and then she went upstairs to tell her that there are some people coming into the house. So they knocked on the door. The dad opened the door again. Are you Mr. Peter Upong? Second time, you're under arrest for organ kidnapping and, you know, forcefully trying to lay with somebody. The man was like, excuse me, what is happening? They took the man to jail again. They started looking for him. When they got there, they said the girl, that's her niece, that the mom's niece was the one that went to report that the man was trying to forcefully take her organs, is into organ harvesting, and then the man was trying to forcefully live with her. That was really bad, right? So this man said, I did not do it, blah blah blah. They started court cases. The man got to work. The office put him on suspension because they already got hold of the information that he did all of those things. And while investigation was still going on, they had to suspend him. Life started going terrible for them again. And you know, the mom was sick. The mom slept one day, felt that a dog bit her on her leg. She woke up, saw a mark on her leg. The mark was very bad. How can I dream? A dog beats me, and then I wake up in the morning and I have like the dog bite mark on my leg, you know. So they knew that something was wrong. Life was really bad. Eventually they found out that that girl had lied. The police found out that all of the time that she said the man was trying to do all of those things with her, the man was actually at work, because they went to work, got all of his log and everything. So they found out that that girl was lying. They wanted to send her back to Africa, and then she decided to form insanity as if she was sick. So they had to keep her in the UK. You know, they wouldn't send her without her mental state. So this man got frustrated with everything and decided to take a break. Took the whole family. They went to Ghana. When they got to Ghana, they said when one of their aunties saw her, the first thing they said was, you're still alive. Your leg is not broken. So apparently that auntie in the UK had been spreading rumors that her leg was broken. They had already cut her leg, blah blah blah, she's sick, blah blah. No, I'm not that bad. I just feel sick. My leg, there's nothing wrong with my leg. That was 2015. They got back to Ghana. The mom continued dialysis, you know, life was going, blah 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 blah, until one day the mom felt a pain on her leg. It was terrible. They took her to the hospital. The leg has already gotten infected. They had to amputate the leg. So imagine that in 2015, somebody said that, I thought they said your leg was amputated. And in 2019, that dream actually came true. They had to amputate the mom's leg. So life became very hard. Let me let me go fast. So life became very, very hard for them, until one day, the father took the mom for her usual dialysis, and when they got to the hospital, the mom was waiting for daddy in the car. They couldn't find daddy. They called the son. They found out that the man had died. You know, the man started thinking all of the depression, everything, the stress that he went through. He died. Mr. Peter Upong, good man, he died. So after that man's death, you know, the mom became bedridden. Things started getting really, really, really low for the mom. You know, that man had been like a ride or die. They've been together through everything. So they found out that the father died. They did a burial for the father. The mom became bedridden. Things got worse. She got like infection on her back and everything. One day she went for a dialysis, and the mom died as well. So this lady is out here to tell people that she's not saying that her aunt took her mom's life, and that's life physically, but mentally, because all of those things that they had to go through actually disturbed them. God took their peace away, got their dad depressed, and you know that men are not really expressive with their emotions. So it was later that she found out that her dad had been writing stories about all of the things that he was going through. This girl came with receipts. She came with all of the receipts of everything that these people did to her, and it's really sad. Like, how can family be this cruel towards each other? People don't want to see you grow. They tell you to go do something for yourself, but when you eventually start making it, I don't know why people get upset. I'm going to tag a handle here. If you want to watch the full story, you can go on our page. Her name is The Unspoken Truth, yes, _ so I'm going to put a handle here. Guys, it is well with us. I just pray that God keeps protecting his own people. RIP to Mr. and Mrs. Peter Upong. May God continue to stay with your family. Amen.